Hi. Recently, Nikhil Kamath has made his podcast on Pharmafrill. He met with the two big giants, that is Mankind and Dr. Reddy's. And while talking with them, he came to know that paracetamol is a drug, and that's a synthesized one. So he was also not aware of the story behind it. He says that he's 39 years old, and so far, let me assume, if in 39 years he must have taken paracetamol at least 39 times, but he is not aware what happens because of paracetamol to his body and overall. So today I am presenting Drugs Ki Duniya, the third drug, as paracetamol.
We are doing the show alphabetically. So far, A for XYZ drug आना चाहिए था, but we have not loaded A for something, but we are doing A for paracetamol. Ideally, it won't be the case. So, why A for acetaminophen is equal to A for paracetamol? Just listen this. So let's start with the story. That is A for acetaminophen, but it is P for paracetamol. Why is it two things different? Whether it is a technical glitch? नहीं, कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं है. It's very simple. A for acetaminophen. It's acetaminophen का अलग name है, that is paracetamol. The same way we all have our nicknames. The same way these chemical molecules are getting named based on 2 to 3 different groups. Paracetamol also has a 2 different groups. That's why it is named either on acetaminophen or paracetamol. Okay, let's talk about how paracetamol came into the picture. Before paracetamol, that is in 18th and 19th century, there were two drugs were in the market. One is morphines and another is salicylate. Morphine, we all know, it's opioid drugs, and the opioids, narcotics and all those habitual addictions and all those used to be there. Salicylates, the main drug was aspirin, that is a salicylic acid derivative, but this salicylic acid derivatives were not good for clotting things. There is something called as a bleeding. Because of this aspirin, there is a blood thinning occurs, which causes no clotting and bleeding continues, and which leads to death of the patient as well. Because of all those side effects, doctors were not in a favor to prescribe those drugs, and they were looking for the newer molecules. So at the same time, coal tar industry was booming in the Germany, and from coal tar industry there were few derivatives came out that were aniline derivatives. There were two aniline derivatives were there. First one is 1886 acetanilide came, and the next one was phenacetin, which was it came in 1887. These both the drugs were used by the doctors initially, and they were very effective for the fever reduction, pain relief, but there were many side effects, that is methemoglobinemia, kidney toxicity and blood disorders, which were a fatal. Acetanilide and phenacetin were there in the market, but their derivative, that is acetaminophen, were not in the market. But suddenly what happened? There was an accidental discovery of this acetaminophen. In 1886, doctor mistakenly gave acetanilide instead of naphthalene. Naphthalene was earlier used for the fever treatment. But here, doctor found that acetanilide is good instead of naphthalene. So he started doing the commercializations of this brand product acetanilide under the brand name Antifibrin. And it was globally going good into the market. Later, researchers found out that acetanilide and phenacetanide were metabolized into human body, and that is converted into acetaminophen, which is an active metabolite. But there were a toxicity, side effects I had spoken earlier. Doctors has pre-assumed that these side effects are because of acetaminophen. So that's why they were ignored for almost decades. Whatever happened in 19th century, but 1940 was the turning point. There were two researchers, Bernard Body and Julius Axelrod. They studied metabolism of this acetanilide and proved that acetaminophen was a true analgesic compound. Most toxicity are coming from acetanilide and phenacetate. And acetaminophen is a comparatively safer than the previous two drugs. This changed the entire industry. They work established modern pharmacokinetics and launched safer analgesics. So there was a first launch occurred in 1955 by McNeil Laboratories. That was a Tylenol. This Tylenol was marketed for children, for a fever, as well as for aspirin sensitive patients. In 1956, UK was not aware of paracetamol. So their new brand came, that is a Panadol. And Panadol was a prescription only because physicians consider it is safe than aspirin. So that's how the paracetamol came into the market with the safer clinical information. The chemical structure of paracetamol is quite easiest one, but it has a 3 different groups attached to benzene ring, make it phenomenal. The first group is phenol group, that is a hydroxy group, which makes it electron releasing and more positive. Second, another side, that is a amide group. Amide itself is electron releasing group, and also the attachment of acetyl group to this amide group, which causes acetylation of this ring. And that's why this molecule is highly soluble in water. But the way easier it looks, the synthesis was quite tougher. The first probable method is a nitration method of phenol. So by phenol nitration, we get a paranitrophenol. Then the next step was a reduction. This nitro group becomes amino, and further acetylation gives acetaminophenol. Again, the problem was nitration of phenol gives two different products. So at the initial stage, where there were many problems, but now manufacturers have improved the preparation, synthesis, crystallization, hydrogenation, solvent recovery, even GMP purification has been added now. So now what brings the most beautiful thing about paracetamol is now India is a manufacturing hub all over the world. Also, China is secondary at the position. So India is leading in the manufacturing of API paracetamol. Very, very interesting part is paracetamol has become a generic now, and its patent expired long ago. So all the companies are doing branded generics of the same. But you know what is the main thing bringing the dominance in the commercial market? That is the new formulations, branding, dosing innovations, pediatric syrups, extended release tablets. And why the licensing has been very interesting? Because we get the market's rights. Formulation technology is different. Tech transfer occurs. And that's how this product can become a globally acceptable. But there's one more story which is associated with this Tylenol. Tylenol was available in 1955, as mentioned earlier. And there is one Tylenol crisis. I'll explain this crisis some other day. But yes, paracetamol had caused a few deaths. which is too bad. But overall, the discovery of paracetamol, see, initially the molecules came into the market, people were using it, but when they came to know that it is not gonna be effective, they stopped using it. There were scientists came who studied the mechanism, metabolism, and they found out that this active metabolite is not this causing actions, all those side effects, but it is effective compared to other, effective as well as safer. And then the market boom. This drug is effective. It is not habitual like a morphines drugs, neither causes a bleeding impact like a aspirin type drugs. It's a very safe to take, and that's why entire world is taking. It's more than 100 years plus now, and world is taking it. So I hope people like Nikhil Kamath who were not aware of paracetamol story might came to know about it. If you like it, please share, subscribe. Thank you.